Let's quickly talk about this racism thing going on. So I made a video the other day and the response was pretty much overwhelming, but I quickly want to speak about South Africa is doing good at the moment in the sense of our rugby team won the World Cup, cricket team's doing well, load shedding is at a fair state, ANC is not making too much promises that they can't deliver, but yet we have individuals in our country that's pushing racism like never before. So like you can see, I'm a white male, and if you can't hear, I'm an Afrikaans wit man. And so of course there's cultural differences between my black brothers and sisters, my Indian brothers and sisters, and my coloreds. Aware there's differences between all of us, and I don't agree with all of the different cultures because of how I was raised and how I am and the way I think, but I don't expect the other cultures to agree with everything I say and do. Yet the racism that's been pushed now this last week, specifically onto the rugby and the rugby team and the rugby captain, is absolutely ridiculous. Get this. I have a boy, he's 7 years old. So I'm Afrikaans, my wife's English. So our kids are a bit more English than Afrikaans. My boy, however, is really English. So his best friend at the moment is a black little boy. It is what it is. That's his best friend. But he's in Afrikaans white school. His best friends are not Afrikaans white boys. And now, because racism is now a thing and I need to push this or that, must I tell my boy his best friend cannot be his best friend because daddy has an issue with himself? How sick is that? He relates to this black boy. They're good friends. They play together. They understand each other. They've got the same interests. They enjoy each other's company. Not that there's anything wrong with the white boys or the Afrikaans boys. No, it's just not my boy's best friends at the moment. That's perfectly fine. And I think we try to push this narrative about this race is superior to that race. Man, not in this country. Again, I can't see eye to eye with all cultural differences because I don't understand it and I wasn't raised that way. But I can respect you because you are black. I can respect you if you are Indian. I can respect you if you are colored. And I can jou respecteer as jy Afrikaans ook is. But I don't have to break someone down because of the color of their skin, because of the pigment of their skin. How sick are you, man? I don't push religion too much on this channel or faith on my account. But my goodness, do you know Jesus Christ? Jesus Christus, weet jy, hy het vir almal dood gegaan. Hy het nie net vir Afrikaanse mense dood gegaan nie. Ons was nie eers daar toe hy dood gegaan het nie, man. What nonsense is this that Afrikaans people have this puffed upness about we are more superior. We are not superior. My genade, man. I made this video and I thought I'm not going to get angry. I'm getting angry now. So let me stop this video. Let's just back off. If you feel you want to get racist, you want to put out racist videos, rather get off social media. South Africa, we don't have place for these people. That's my rant before the weekend begins. Thank you for watching.
South Africa has been a very interesting country of late. Has always been, not even of late, has always been. Yeah. We know that South Africa is called the Rainbow Nation, and it's called the Rainbow Nation for so very many reasons. The main reason is that South Africa, we've had very many people go there. We've had the white people. We've had two varieties actually. We've had the British and we have the Dutch. The Dutch are called the Afrikaners, K with the K and the double A, not with the C. The Afrikaners or the Boers. We have the British, we've had the Indians. That the white people came as a result of finding settlement, refreshment from the long voyages along the Atlantic. Other white people came as missionaries who later turned themselves into what they called colonizers, you know. And also the Indians came to South Africa as a result of railway working. We've also had the Dutch who enslaved other black people and brought them to South Africa, including the Indians and some people from Southeast Asia and some countries such as Malaysia, Singapore and Sri Lanka were brought to South Africa. Yeah, this was done by the Dutch mostly. Now, do you believe that there is racism against these people, because racism was served against black people in South Africa. It was served against them. But now, do you believe it is now being served unto them? Do you believe that black people can be racist to white people? Because whites are now complaining blacks are being racist towards them. In this video, this is what we are going to discuss. Why are whites complaining that blacks are racist towards them? I want us to dive into this video, listen to it, and then I shall give you my thoughts by the end of the video, where we shall also have a deep, critical analysis. Let's dive in.
In prison, being white, you are treated differently because you are a resource. So people realize you will more than likely have family that will come to visit you. You more than likely will then have money.
South Africa is more racist.
Oh dear. Oh, yikes. Okay, so she's South African, and at the time of uploading that video, she had been living in Denmark for 3 months. And in the video, she's trying to share her experience of living in Denmark in comparison to living in Cape Town. And she's saying that life is just so much better in Denmark in comparison to life in Cape Town, especially as a black woman. As a South African, particularly a black South African, living in a European country, which is predominantly white, you have to be very careful not to criticize or put down South Africa by lifting up another country. I'll give you a very simple example. So very often on Twitter, I see people, South Africans, complain about the litter in South Africa. And I have said this over the years that my issue is that there are just not enough trash cans in South Africa. In Germany, there are trash cans every couple of meters, right? On several occasions in South Africa, I have had to walk around with litter because I cannot find a trash can, and sometimes even end up taking it home with me, which is ridiculous because in Germany, I've never had that problem. There are trash cans, whether you are in the train or on the streets. It doesn't matter where you are. There are going to be enough trash cans. In South Africa as well, those trash cans in the cities are so small, they are full by 9 o'clock in the morning, right? Now, there is a difference between me saying the government and the municipality need to provide trash cans, because I've seen that work in Germany. This is drastically different from me saying, of course South Africa is so dirty because South Africans are so filthy. They're not like Germans. Germans take care of the environment and they actually know how to act like humans. Because that's exactly what she said. She said that the people in Denmark are humans. Right? You cannot say that. You cannot put down your own country and your own people by uplifting other people. And also, what she's saying in the video is that she feels safer in Denmark as a woman. Now, every South African could understand why she feels safer, because South Africa is actually, has a very high crime rate in comparison to Denmark, just like it has a higher crime rate in comparison to Germany. And I have repeatedly said that I feel safe in Germany. The problem is everything else that came with that, is that, oh my God, this is just so much better. And she's basically implying that South Africans are just terrible people. And you can't say that. I understand why people are offended and they are hurt and they're angry at her and they're eating her up in the comments. I completely understand that, and I hope that you understand it as well.
I'm so sick of people saying that white people cannot be victims of racism. So I've made this video to explain exactly why white people can be victims of racism. Now, if you listen very carefully, you can probably hear that I'm actually from South Africa. So we have a long history in South Africa of racism. But people sometimes think that white people in South Africa was not victims of racism. But let me explain exactly how we were, in fact, victims of racism. You see, when you think that your value as a human being comes from your skin color, You stop trying to be a good person in other ways. So during apartheid, we were told as white people that we were better than black people. And some people, they start to think that that means that you are automatically better. It doesn't matter what you do. So we had white people in South Africa who were raping people. We had policemen who were taking people off the street and torturing them and doing the worst things you can imagine. And they walk around thinking, oh, what? I must be okay. I must be good because my skin makes me good. You see, if you are a racist, you are a victim of racism because you stop growing as a person. You stop seeing other people as fully human. And you look at the black man and you think, I'm better than him because of my skin. But what actually happens is the black man that you abuse and oppress, he grows and he learns and he becomes a better person because he has you as an example of what a terrible person is. And then we get someone like Nelson Mandela and he comes out of prison after 27 years and he's better than any white man in the country because he's learning the whole time. And the white racist sits there and thinks, I don't have to learn because I'm white. I'm automatically good. And you become the biggest victim of racism. You become a fucking idiot. So all my white brothers and sisters, man, we've got to get rid of this racism. We are not growing as people. We are not becoming the people we should be because we think that our value comes from our skin color and not from the way that we treat other people. Do not be a victim of racism. Do not be a racist.
Public schools in this country are South African, right? Who funds public schools in this country? It's the South African government. And by extension, South African taxpayers. South African taxpayers are from all walks of life. Black, white, Indian, colored, whatever color Mshoza was, but they're South Africans. Who goes to South African public schools? South Africans. So make me understand this, right? When a parent to a South African child wants to take their South African child to a South African public school, which is maybe a street away from their home, why must that South African child be rejected? Purely because of the fact that that South African child's first language is not Afrikaans. Why must that South African child now have to travel 10, 20, 30 kilometers away from their home because the school closest to them is only for Afrikaans speakers or only for people of a certain color or a certain ilk? Because all I'm seeing from these criticisms with regards to the Bella Act has absolutely nothing to do with this idea of trying to promote mother tongue education, right? It has everything to do with white supremacy, specifically Afrikanerdom. This idea that Afrikaans is the alpha and the omega and should be prioritized over everything, and certain spaces are for Afrikaners and Afrikaners only. Look, I absolutely agree that indigenous African languages in this country must be developed, right? And the state and all of its separate entities must take full accountability as to why in 2024 other indigenous Black African languages are not at the state of being used on a trade or a legal or an academic sense, right? That is fine. But it just does not make sense in the year 2024 that parents or middle-class parents who live in good areas, who live close to schools, must now be segregated for one or other reason and have their children not being able to access resources close to them purely for the fact that their children are not Afrikaans speakers. That isn't transformation. That isn't protecting mother language education, right? All that is just segregation. All that is just apartheid, but with some new colors. And there's no other way that you can try and explain it away and make it seem as if it's not racist when in actual fact it is. You know what I mean?
Now, the nation of South Africa is a nation of rainbow, you know. Some people are coming there legally. Some people are illegal. Some people came there even before the constitution of South Africa was established. This is because you understand that we have the white people who came there as settlers. We've had the white who came as missionaries. We've had the Indians, all that we've had, right? Now, Do you believe that the problem, first of all, we've had different of these people speaking. We've heard of reverse racism. We've heard of racism against black, which is the normal. We've had the migrant problem. Do you believe that the migrants are a source of problem to the nation of South Africa? Do you believe that the migrants includes even the white people, right? But now in this case, those people who come here illegally and they don't have the papers, they are just here to find an opportunity. The woman was crying. She was weeping that the migrants have not really, they have ruined the lives of their kids. Listening to a woman cry like that, you understand her pain, They're saying, we hate migrants. Oh, that's such a sad thing to hear if you're a migrant and you're living over there. I understand the shock you might be having when you're told that. Now, when the white man spoke about oppression and racism, he kind of said something that stuck on my mind. He said that sometimes it is we black people who give them the power to oppress us. There's something that Eleanor Roosevelt once said. Somebody cannot oppress you. Somebody cannot disrespect you without your permission. You have to give them the license to do that. You have to give them the permission to proceed with whatever bad thing they are doing against you. For oppression, for the modern day oppression, for the modern day segregation and favoritism, the white man is saying that we black people in South Africa, I'm not South African, but the black people in South Africa, give them the privilege. They praise them for their color. They praise them that, you are superior than us, this and that. But again, it is not the black person to be blamed that he is praising the white person. Imagine years and generations of oppression, colonization, slavery, being told every now and then, your mother, your grandfather being told, your great-grandfather, your parents, yourself, you will also tell your children. You understand how hard it is and how this thing gets into the minds of people subconsciously, and now you grow up knowing I am inferior. When in real sense, this idea that you are inferior was just a thing that was invented so that somebody would continue oppressing you. It is through such discussions, such as the one which the brother is having, that we are able to have awareness as black people. We are as equal as anyone else. We are as equal as anyone else. Who told you that the black skin is bad? Who told you that? The black skin is a protective mechanism. This hair of ours, this is my hair over here. It's not straight like the one of a white person, but I'm proud of my hair. I'm proud of my facial hair as well. There's no day I will ever say that I don't like myself. I am like this because God chose me to be like this. I can't question that. I can only say I'm grateful. We understand the sense of inadequacy. The inadequacy. See, there's always someone better than you. But this one should not be that all white people are better than all black people. No. At least if you look at it in terms of success, of education, wealth, health, all that. But skin color is a no thing. South Africa has a long way to go. I believe so. It has a long way to go because I think that you guys are being bombarded by problems, migrants. You have the Indians. You have the white people who want to divide your country into two. It is only unification that will bring you guys together. And I believe that unity is strength. And if there is no unity, then it's easier to break inside. Yeah. I have no much to say in this video. If you have any thoughts, further thoughts, the comment section is your place. Let us further this discussion and let's learn together more and more. This is EFK Original Documentaries. If you like what I do, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Give me a super thanks. Those people who have provided super thanks, I'm so much grateful. Even though I don't know you personally, just know that I'm so much grateful. And see you in the next one. Yeah. Stay black, love black.